Hello friends, this is my second video on BA Program Semester 1 paper. Paper name is Calculus. In my previous video, I have discussed about limits. Now in this video, I will be discussing about continuity and types of discontinuities. Now before coming to the concept of continuity, first let us understand what we mean by a continuous function or when we say a function is continuous. For this, let us consider a function fx. Now this function fx is said to be continuous at the point x is equal to a if graph of this function fx at the point afa is unbroken or or graph of this function at this point afa has no gaps, unbroken or have no gaps. Then in that case we say function fx is continuous at the point x is equal to a. If graph is unbroken, has no gap, or in other words we say a function is continuous if we can draw graph of this function without lifting our pen, without lifting. Now let us consider example. Let fx is equal to x. Then f is defined on R. When we draw the graph of this function, then graph of this function is like this. It's like this. When we give values to x, let -3, then fx will be -3, -2, -2, -1. Then at -1, this is -1, 0, 0, 1, 1. Then graph is like this. Okay, now clearly it is clear from this graph that this graph has no gap anywhere. This graph has no gap. Okay, and we can also draw this graph without lifting our pen. I can easily draw this line without lifting my pen. This is a continuous function. Now consider another example. Let fx is equal to mod x by x. Now this function is defined as 1 if x is greater than 0, -1 if x is less than 0. This means this is nothing but interval 0 infinity and this is minus infinity 0. Now at x is equal to 0, this function is not defined. It is of 0 by 0 form at x is equal to 0. Now let us plot this graph. Let us draw this graph. This is 1, 2, 3, -1, -2. Now this is 1, this is -1. Now when x is taking positive values more than 0, then if x takes say 0.1 or 0.001, any value more than 0, then at these points function is taking value 1. That means we get a line parallel to x-axis. Okay, but not at the point 0. It is not defined. So we make a open interval here to show that this function is not defined at 0 point. Similarly, when x is less than 0 and taking values which are less than 0 here, then at all these points the function value is -1. That means again we are getting a line parallel to x-axis at this point also. And since function is not defined at the point 0, we make a open interval here. Now this is a graph of this function. Now clearly it is clear from this graph that this graph has a gap, and we cannot draw this graph without lifting my pen. I can draw this line, but I have to lift my pen. Without lifting my pen, I cannot draw this graph. This is a roughly meaning of the continuous functions. Okay, that means this graph is continuous, but this graph is not continuous. Now we come to the definition part, definition of continuous function. How we find the how we can check the continuity at a point. Okay, now continuity at a point, continuity at a point, continuity at a point. Our function f is said to be continuous at x is equal to a if and only if, this is if and only if and only if limit x tending to a f of x is equal to f of a. And in the limit section we have discussed that we know that this is if and only if limit x tending to a minus f of x is equal to limit x tending to a plus f of x is equal to f of a. Since if both left and right hand limits exist, then this limit value is same as these two values and it is equal to f of a, function value at the point a. Then in that case we say a function is continuous at the point x is equal to a. Now continuity from the left at a point. At a point. Now limit this. Now function is continuous from the left if left hand limit exists and it equals to f of a. Similarly, continuity from the right at a point. If right hand limit exists and equal to function value at that point. Now continuity in an open interval. Continuity in an open interval. Open interval means endpoints are not included. Continuity in an open interval. A function f is said to be continuous in an open interval AB. In an open interval means points A and B are not included. Open interval AB if f is continuous at every point of AB. That is limit x tending to C f of x is equal to f of C for every x belonging to open interval AB. Sorry, for every C, point C. If C is any point in the open interval AB, then limit should exist and is equal to function value. Then f is said to be continuous in an open interval AB. Same way we can say continuity in a closed interval. Continuity in a closed interval. If we have a function f, I have a function f is said to be continuous. A function f is said to be continuous in closed interval AB. Closed interval means endpoints are included. If first point, if function is right continuous. Write continuous at A. Close interval AB means endpoints are included. That means write continuous limit x tending to A plus fx should be equal to f of A. First condition. Then second condition, continuous in open interval. And third, left continuous at B. That is limit x tending to B minus f of x should be equal to f of B. Let us first understand this meaning, this definition. Close interval AB. Close interval AB means all these points open interval, continuous in open interval, and right continuous from A and left continuous. Since function x takes values only more than 1 and less than 1. Therefore, we are checking continuity at the right hand side of A and at the left hand side of B. Then our function is said to be continuous on the closed interval AB. This is a definition. This is how we have to find. We have to check the continuity at a point. Okay. Now consider some examples so that concept will be more clear. Examples. Now, first example, let us consider this. Examine the continuity at x is equal to 1 and x is equal to 2 of the function. Function defined as f of x is equal to 2x if 0 is less than equal to x less than equal to 1, 2 minus x if 1 is less than x less than equal to 2, and x square minus 2x if x is greater than 2. We have to check the continuity at 2 points, at x is equal to 1 and at x is equal to 2. Now at x is equal to 1. First we check at the point x is equal to 1. Now we have to first find the left hand limit. Now limit x tending to 1 minus f of x is equal to limit. Now x tending to 1 minus. We know this means x is less than 1 and at this point function is defined as 2x. Limit 2x x tending to 1 minus. And for this we have to replace x by 1 minus h. We know this. Okay, now taking limit h tending to 0. This will be 1 minus 0, 0. Therefore, limit will be 2. And similarly, right hand limit at 1 is f of x is equal to limit. When x tends to 1 plus means more than 1. Function is defined as 2 minus x. Therefore, write 2 minus x here. Now replace x by 1 plus h. This will be 2 minus 1 plus h. And on taking limit, this will be 2 minus 1, that is 1. Now, since left hand limit is not equal to right hand limit, limit x tending to 1 fx does not exist. Does not exist. And since limit does not exist, this implies f is not continuous. F is not continuous. Not continuous at x is equal to 1. Since limit doesn't exist, therefore function is not continuous. Now we check at the point x is equal to 2. Now at the point x is equal to 2, at x is equal to 2. Same way, we first find the limit, left hand limit, f of x. Now when my x is tending to 2 minus, means x is less than 2. Function is defined as 2 minus x. Therefore, this will be like this. Now replace x by 2 minus h. that is 2 minus 2 minus h. On taking limit, we get 2 minus 2, that is 0. Now right hand limit, x tending to 2 plus f of x. This is limit x tending to 2 plus. Now fx is defined as x square minus 2x here. Now this is equal to limit h tending to 0 plus. Replace x by 2 plus h here. 2 plus h whole square minus 2, 2 plus h. Now this is equal to 4 minus 4, that is 0. On taking limit as h tends to 0. Therefore, since two limits are equal, left hand limit, right hand limit, therefore limit x tends to 2, f of x is equal to 0. Now we check the point function value at the point 2, f of 2. F of 2 is defined as, when x is equal to 2, it is 2 minus 2, that is 0. Now since limit x tending to 2, f of x is equal to f of 2, function is, f is continuous at x is equal to 2. Okay, now let us consider next example. Show that f of x defined as mod x plus mod x minus 1 is continuous at x is equal to 0 and x is equal to 1. Now we know mod x is equal to x if x is greater than or equal to 0, and it is minus x if x is less than 0. Let it be 1. And similarly, mod of x minus 1 is defined as x minus 1 if x minus 1 is greater than or equal to 0, and it is minus of x minus 1 if x minus 1 is less than 0. Okay. Therefore, this is equal to x minus 1 if x is greater than or equal to 1, and it is 1 minus x if x is less than 1. Now mark this as 2. Now from 1 and 2 we get, now fx is defined as this. Therefore we get, combining these two, we get when x is less than 0, then when x is less than 0, obviously x will be less than 1. Therefore this is equal to minus x plus 1 minus x, that is 1 minus 2x. And when x is less than greater than equal to 0 and less than 1, this will be x plus 1 minus x, that is 1. And when x is greater than or equal to 1, then this will be x plus x minus 1. This will be 2x minus 1. Okay. Now we will check the continuity at the point 0 and 1. Now at x is equal to 0, limit x tending to 0 minus f of x is equal to limit x tending to 0 minus x is less than 0. Function is defined as 1 minus 2x. Okay, now replace x by 0 minus h. That means this is equal to limit h tends to 0 plus 1 minus 2 minus h. Put x is equal to 0 minus h. On taking limit, this will be 0. That means limit value is 1. And right hand limit, x tending to 0 plus f of x, when x is greater than 0, function is defined as 1. And limit of constant is same constant, 1. Also, function value at the point 0 is 1 only. Now since limit x tending to 0 minus f of x is equal to limit x tending to 0 plus fx is equal to f of 0. Function is f is continuous. Function is continuous at x is equal to 0. Now we check at the point x is equal to 1. At x is equal to 1. Now limit x tending to 1 minus f of x is equal to limit x tending to 1 minus 1. This is 1. And limit x tending to 1 plus f of x. This is equal to limit x tending to 1 plus, function is defined as 2x minus 1. 2x minus 1. Now replacing x by 1 plus h. This will be 1 plus h minus 1, and on taking limit we get 0. 2 minus 1, that is 1. Therefore limit exists. Limit at x is equal to 1 exists. Now we check the function value at 1. Also f of 1 is equal to 2 into 1 minus 1, that is 1. Now since limit x tending to 1 minus f of x is equal to limit x tending to 1 plus f of x, and it is equal to function value at 1, this gives us that f is continuous at x is equal to 1. Now if a function is not continuous, then in that case f function is said to be discontinuous. Now we will understand what we mean by discontinuity and types of discontinuities. Next is types of discontinuities. We have 3 types of discontinuities. First one is removable discontinuity. Removable discontinuity. Removable discontinuity. This type of discontinuity holds if limit exists. This holds if limit x tending to a fx exists, but is not equal to, that is not equal to f of a. If limit exists means both left hand limit, right hand limit exist, but it is not equal to f of a, then in that case we say the function has a removable discontinuity. Now as the name suggests, this discontinuity can be removed. Such a discontinuity can be removed by redefining by assigning a suitable value to the function f. That means if we redefine our function f, then in that case this discontinuity can be removed. Hence the name is removable discontinuity. Second type is discontinuity of first kind. Discontinuity of first kind, or jump discontinuity, Now condition for this is if both left hand limit and right hand limit exist. If both left hand limit, that is limit x tending to a minus f of x, and limit x tending to a plus right hand limit exist but are unequal. That means limit exists but they are not equal. Both left hand limit and right hand limit exist but they are not equal. then in that case function is said to have discontinuity of first kind. This discontinuity is further subdivided in two parts. First is discontinuity of first kind from left at the point A. This holds when if left hand limit does not exist. If left hand limit exists but is unequal to f of a. Exists but is not equal to f of a. Means left hand limit exists but it is not equal to function value at that point. Then in that case we say function has discontinuity of first kind from left. Similarly, we have discontinuity of first kind from right. If right hand limit exists but is not equal to f of a, then in that case we say function has discontinuity of first kind from right hand side or from right side. Now third is discontinuity of second kind. For this, if neither left hand limit x tending to a minus f of x nor the right hand limit x tending to a plus f of x exist, then in that case we say function has discontinuity of second kind. This is further subdivided in two parts. Discontinuity of second kind from left at a. Then this holds if left hand limit does not exist. If left hand limit does not exist. Similarly, we have discontinuity of second kind from right at a. This is when limit x tending to a plus f of x, that is right hand limit does not exist. Then in that case we say function has a discontinuity of second kind from right side or right hand side at point A. Now we consider some examples. Examine the continuity of following functions at the indicated point. Also point out the type of discontinuity if any. Now let fx be the function defined as x square minus 9 by x minus 3 if x is not equal to 3, and it is 5 if x is equal to 3. And point given to us is at x is equal to 3. We have to check its continuity at the point x is equal to 3. Now first we find the limit x tending to 3 f of x is equal to limit x tending to 3 x square minus 9 by x minus 3. This is equal to limit x tending to 3, x plus 3. Since x square minus 9 is x plus 3 into x minus 3, then x minus 3 will get cancelled out from numerator and denominator, and we have x plus 3. And after taking limit as x tends to 3, we get limit is equal to 6. Here function value at 3 is 5. Now since therefore limit x tending to 3 exists, f of x exists, but limit x tending to 3, f of x is not equal to f of 3. Therefore f has a removable discontinuity. By definition, it has a removable discontinuity at x is equal to 3. Now f can be made continuous. Can be made continuous at x is equal to 3 by redefining it as follows. If we redefine our function f as f of x is equal to x square minus 9 by x minus 3 if x is not equal to 3, and 6 if x is equal to 3. Now here we have taken 6 if x is equal to 3, not 5. Then in that case our function will become a continuous. Okay, now we consider second example. F of x is equal to e1 by x minus 1 by e1 by x plus 1 if x is not equal to 0, and it is 0 if x is equal to 0. We have to check its continuity at point x is equal to 0. Now first we find the limit. Now limit x tending to 0 minus f of x is equal to limit h tending to 0 plus. Now substituting x is equal to 0 minus h in given function, we get e of 1 by minus h minus 1 by e 1 upon minus h plus 1. That is, this is equal to limit h tending to 0 plus e minus 1 by h minus 1 by e 1 by h minus plus 1 by plus 1. Now we see that as h tends to 0 plus 1 by h tends to plus infinity, e 1 by h tends to plus infinity, and e minus 1 by h tends to 0. Therefore this limit is equal to 0 minus 1 by 0 plus 1. That is, limit is minus 1. Same way we calculate the right hand limit at x is equal to 0. This is limit h tends to 0 plus. Now replace x by 0 plus h, we get this. Now dividing both numerator and denominator by e1 by h, then we get this. Now we know as h tends to 0 plus e minus 1 by h tends to 0, then on taking limit we get this. Now this left hand limit is minus 1 and right hand limit is 1. Therefore both limit exist but are not equal. Also f of 0 is equal to 0. Okay, therefore we say f has a discontinuity of first kind at x is equal to 0. F has discontinuity of first kind at x is equal to 0. Since here both limit, left hand limit exists, right hand limit exists, but they are unequal, and also none of them is equal to function value at the point 0. That means f has discontinuity of first kind at the point x is equal to 0. Now we consider third example. F of x is equal to e1 by x when x is not equal to 0, and it is 0 when x is equal to 0. We have to check at the point x is equal to 0. Now limit x tending to 0 minus f of x is equal to limit h tending to 0 plus replace x by 0 minus h. This will be this, that is this is equal to limit h tending to 0 plus e minus 1 by h, which is 0. We know this. And similarly we calculate right hand limit at 0. This is equal to limit h tending to 0 plus e1 by h, which is infinity. That is right hand limit is not finite, therefore we can say therefore limit x tending to 0 plus f of x does not exist, since we are not getting any finite value. Therefore this right hand limit does not exist. Therefore we can say f has discontinuity of second kind from the right, since right hand limit does not exist from the right at x is equal to 0. Discontinuity, since left hand limit exists, it has a finite value, but right hand limit does not exist, therefore it has a discontinuity of second kind from the right at x is equal to 0. Now we consider next example. Let f be the function defined on real line, defined on R, as f of x is equal to square bracket x for every x belonging to R, where this denotes the greatest integer, not exceeding x, greatest integer not exceeding x. We have to show that f is discontinuous at the points x is 0, plus minus 1, plus minus 2, and is continuous at every other point. Okay, now first let us understand what this function is. This denotes the greatest integer function, less than or equal to x, For example, if I take x to be 1.1, then this function is 1.1. Now tell me the integers which are less than or equal to 1.1. There are many integers which are less than or equal to 1. 1 is less than 1.1, 1, 0, minus 1, minus 2, minus 3, all are less than 1.1, and out of these, all these numbers, 1 is the greatest, therefore its value will be 1. Similarly, if we take x to be 2.3, then 2, 1, 0, minus 1, minus 2, minus 3, all integers are less than 2.3, and out of these 2 is the maximum greatest one, therefore its value will be 2. This is how we define this greatest integer function. Therefore by definition we can write this function as 0 for 0 less than or equal to x less than 1, 1 for 1 less than x less than 2. Similarly it is minus 1 for minus 1 less than or equal to x less than 0, minus 2 for minus 2 less than or equal to x less than minus 1. This is how we define this greatest integer function. Now we have to check its continuity. Okay, first let us plot this graph. This 1, 2, 3, 4, -1, -2, -3. This is 1, 2, 3, -1, -2, -3. Now, when x lies between 0 and 1, 0 and 1, function is taking value 0. That means this line 0. Okay. And it is closed from 0 and open at 1. That means we make a open interval at the point 1. Now from 1 to 2. 1 to 2, it is taking values 1. Therefore, we have a line parallel to x-axis, and it will be closed from this and open at 2. Similarly, from this 2 to 3, we have this. And also here also, it is when 0 lies between -1 and 0, value is -1. This closed at this and open at this point. And when x lies between -2 to -1 here, then value is -2. Therefore, this will be this, and at this it is open. This is the graph of this greatest integer function, and from the graph it is clear that this function is discontinuous at the integer point here on x-axis, integer point, 1, 2, 3, 4, -1, -2, and at x is equal to 0 also. Okay, now we check its continuity by limit method. Now at x is equal to 0, limit x tending to 0 minus f of x. When x is less than 0 here, then means -1, and right hand limit f of x when x is positive, it is 0. Now since these two limits are not equal, limits are unequal, f is not continuous at x is equal to 0, not continuous. Okay, now we check at the point x is equal to 1. At the point x is equal to 1. At x is equal to 1. Now limit x tending to 1 minus f of x. Then this is 0 by definition, and at right hand limit will be f of x is equal to 1. Not equal, therefore f is not continuous at x is equal to 1. Similarly, f is not continuous at x is equal to 2, 3, all positive integers. Now we calculate at negative integer at x is equal to -1, limit x tending to -1 minus f of x. By definition, this is -2, and limit x tending to -1 plus f of x, this is equal to -1, again by definition, and limit of a constant is same constant. Therefore, these two limits are also unequal. F is not continuous at x is equal to -1. Same way we can calculate at all other negative integers. Similarly, f is not continuous at x is equal to -2, -3, and so on. Therefore, f is discontinuous at x is equal to 0, plus -1, plus -2. Now, to show f is continuous at every other point other than integer, at every other point. Now let a belongs to r minus z be any real number other than integer. Then there exists. This is a symbol for there exist. Then there exists an integer n such that this real number other than integer lies between n plus 1. See, if I take a to be 0.1, then 0.1 lies between 0 and 1. If I take a to be minus 1, then minus 1. If I take a to be minus 1.1, this is 0, 1, this is minus 1, minus 2. Then minus 1.1 will lie between here. Okay, that means this is, if we take any real number other than integer, we have an integer such that that number lies between two consecutive integers. Okay, now we will check its continuity at the point. Now by definition, now f of a is equal to this, and by definition greatest integer less than or equal to a, by definition it will be n. Now we calculate left hand limit x tending to a minus f of x. This is limit h tending to 0 plus replace a by a minus h. Then this will be a minus h. Now h is very small positive number. Then if we subtract that number from a, this number will also lie between n and n plus 1, and by definition this value will be n only. And similarly, when we take right hand limit, we are adding very small positive number to the number a, then also this number will lie between these two integers n and n plus 1, and then function value will be, on taking limit we get the answer to be n. That means all these three are equal, and therefore f is continuous at x is equal to a. Now since a is arbitrary point, it is continuous at every other point other than integer. Okay, that's all for continuity part. If you have any queries or suggestions, please do write me in comment box. Okay, thank you, and do meet me in my next video for differentiability of functions part. Thank you.